Awesome. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? You can head over to the discussion channel to speak. It would be pretty epic. Um. All right. Cool. All right. So we have some talking points to get started with. First off, we're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves. So I'm gonna introduce myself. The Parm is gonna introduce himself. And then BR is going to reintroduce himself because he's been gone for a little bit. I guess I'll get started. Hi, I'm Barry. Real name's not Barry, obviously. My name's Julian. You can call me Barry. I'm a software developer. I normally work with Node and TypeScript, and I work at JP Morgan or Chase Bank, and I be programming and stuff. So yeah. I've been programming for about 5 years now, and I have, I have a lot of experience with a bunch of different things, and I'm happy to get started working on this thing. I think this project's really cool, and hopefully we can make it really epic. So yeah, Parm, you can introduce yourself.
That was so well said, Barry.
Thank you so much.
I'm
Good
Parm. I
job,
suck at
Barry.
introductions.
Hi, Palmer.
I primarily write C#. I've also basically been working on backend stuff my whole life, so ironically, I'm going to be doing backend. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say.
Good job,
Awesome.
Parm.
Okay.
I'm here to write code, and that's what
We're
I'm doing.
so proud of you.
All right, BR, you can reintroduce yourself now.
Alright, so if you don't know me, I'm BR. Also Bryce. Yeah, don't boot me. That's cringe.
Boo.
I was. Hold up, I'm gonna kick this guy from the stage. Alright, I was actively developing from December to March. So like all the updates you can see from 1.0, which was I'm not sure why we decided to restart a versioning, but 1.0 up to 1.9, like that was my like development time, and so like a lot of like things you saw during that period were like the new water and also like the new ship implementation, like thanks to 50, a couple other things. So I'm also going to talk a bit about why I left. Barry, boom me one more time. I'm banning you. I'm going to talk about a bit more Lapa. So, if you're not aware, the reason that I left in March was because of a change of ownership from DevClyde to Lapa Mave. And this was just due to we had some internal discussion with DevClyde. He no longer wanted to work on the project, and he was originally going to sell to us to the staff team at the time. Um, so that's like the majority of staff right now. But that ended up not going through. He ended up selling to Lapa underneath us. And from there, staff was kicked out. It was very unepic 1984 moment. Um, and then very recently, well, not very recently, about a month or two ago, came back to crew because of Blackbeard, the new Omer, who's very poggers. We love Blackbeard. Blackbeard's a cool person. And I'm not saying this because I'm obligated to or anything. He's also a very awesome person. Um, so yeah, that's the gambit right there.
All right, awesome. Oh, hello, Tommy. Did,
My favorite crew that I had.
All right. I guess we can go over a few plans that we've already established and are going to lead our development forward. We have decided to take the game and pretty much completely rewrite it from the ground up. That includes our entire backend as well as our front end. We're trying to make the game play as similar as possible, but of course we're going to add a bunch of improvements. Right now we're just trying to get it up to the point where it was before, and then we can add some new stuff as well. But today we're definitely going to be taking some suggestions from you guys that you really want to see, and we can discuss them as to what we're going to be adding when it comes to that, because we're probably going to add some stuff before we release the new stuff. And yeah. Uh,
So,
so
do you want me to walk through some of the features, benefits, and stuff?
sure.
All right. Also to preface this, there's no ETA to when it's going to be ready. So like don't you don't have to ask about it. We're going to probably be making announcements when we have like with like progress reports and stuff saying, this is where we are. We probably won't know when it'll be done for a decent amount of time. But yeah, we'll keep you guys informed. So the stuff that hold up. Okay. Okay, so the stuff we're gonna be working on, and the stuff that like will be added, and also the benefits of rewriting. So for the first thing, we're completely like changing the entire structure of the code base, which will allow us to do stuff like host game servers on separate systems, so that eventually we could have multi-regional game servers, so that we could have a game server in the U.S. or a game server in the UK or one in Australia. So that's a benefit. The other benefit is that we may be possibly bundling the game server into an executable, so that you can self-host your own game server so that you can play with your friends. So that's another like very big thing that should be possible after the rewrite. Another thing is that almost all game servers are going to be doing like pretty much all of the logic. It's all going to be server side. So there's most likely going to be a lot better client side performance because it's not doing all this extra calculations that the server was doing anyways. It'll also resolve a lot of the current issues we're having with hacking. So that being movement hacking, no fog, as well as gold hacks. And we're also improving the way that the client and the game server communicates, just through WebSocket. And so that'll result in less lag. And it also will, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So basically you're going to see less lag than our old system, which is Socket.io, which really isn't efficient for what we're using it for. We're also going to be adding pretty tight Discord integration. So it'll mainly be noticeable through, if you remember Boat Game Worship, it'll be kind of like that, but much more involved. Where you'll be able to link your Discord account to your crew account, and this can be used for. There will be like automatic ways to set up clan servers, where like the bot can create a server for you. It'll automatically give people roles based on whatever they have in game, and it'll just be all like this nice system that syncs in game from clan servers, so that clan owners don't have the headache of trying to manage their own stuff. We're also going to be adding a friend system, so that it's not going to be like clans where you can't friendly fire, but it'll be essentially allow you to like see, oh, this friend is online and they're on this server. So that's another thing. And also going back to the Discord integration, I forgot to mention. If you know what rich presence is, it's like when you have like if you click on someone's profile and it shows like a picture and extra information, there'll also be that. It'll show you, like if you're playing, like possibly like your ship information, how much gold you have or what server, and also possibly a join button, like if your crew's unlocked, so that you could like join someone from Discord. Another thing is we're going to be adding the features from the Fabled clan update, so that will include more clan roles with a possible like permission system. So like there will be like essentially just a bunch more roles, and you could say like you want this role to be able to kick members or promote members, but you don't want it to like do whatever. So there will be like kind of a somewhat of a managed permission system. There'll also be the ability to transfer ownership finally, so we don't have to go to the database anytime anyone wants to transfer a clan. There will be clan descriptions. There will be also Discord invites if you have it synced with a Discord server. And then there will also possibly be a clan discovery on the main menu. So that, and not only will it be in the clans boards channel, which will also exist, and that'll be through Discord integration, but it'll also be on the main menu. There's of course probably going to be balance changes. Just mainly refactoring how the upgrade chain works, because there's a lot of ships that are just unused and have no purpose. So that's what we're going to be doing. There's going to be a bit more of a robust item system where like requirements aren't going to be hard coded anymore, so we could have like more like involved requirements, like to get this item, your boat's total kills or total gold needs to be this, or you need to be this level. And then there's also more stuff that we're going to be adding. We're essentially going to figure it out as we go. And there should be a lot of benefits from this update.
All right. So, yep. There's gonna be a lot of more features. A lot of them are still in discussion, but we can't really talk about them now. That's definitely not the only stuff that we're gonna be doing. Of course. We have like things like working with our cheaters, like getting rid of cheaters, getting rid of gold hacks, movement hacks, all that, while still keeping the game easy to play. Like you said before, we have the client improvements, so like it'll be even easier to run on something like a Chromebook, something that is less powerful than an actual computer, or like less
Well,
powerful computer.
Yes, and also speaking of running, there's going to be sprint that's planned.
Yep, sprint as well. That's one thing that we've been wanting to do for a long time. So
Yep.
that's definitely coming. Yeah. And all right, I guess we can enter our little
Q&A.
Q&A. If you would guys like, if you have any questions about us, if you have any questions about me, Parm, or BR,
Or any suggestions.
or any suggestions, if you have any questions about what's going to be happening, if you have any ideas for the game, whatnot, definitely ask Parm some questions. He needs some questions to speak, please.
You need some social stimulation.
Hey, you're doing all the speaking for me.
Yeah.
Would there be guns? Probably not. I personally, I think we should kind of stay. I think we're gonna stay away from like player versus player combat, and more boat versus boat is what we're gonna stick to. How will the map be changed? So that we're gonna redo our islands. The plan is hopefully, maybe, it all depends on modeling. Having every island have its own model. Additionally, we're probably not going to be using like actual like places in the world. It's going to be like made up names, because right now the map makes absolutely no sense. So will there be progression? So I've thought about it. Currently my thought is progression, it unlocks skins or something, and that's also dependent on getting more skins, but we have a decent amount. And there's also going to be player stats. So that's another thing I forgot to mention. So there's going to be player stats. So like, you know, your average like hit rate, or like your total gold, like your play time or whatever. It's all going to be like in this like player stats thing. And that's also going to be accessible via an API. So like if you want to develop a bot or anything, like you can do that pretty easily, and there'll be documentation for that.
Yep. So well, Bami asked about our experience again. I guess we can say it again. Why not? So I'm a backend Node or TypeScript developer. Specializing in backend services. I work at JP Morgan Chase, and I've been coding for about 5 years. And Parm is a coder.
I don't really have any professional experience, but programming is, for quite a while now, been one of my major hobbies. And I primarily write C# now, but I also did used to write Node and TypeScript, as well as Python, actually. But those were the dark days.
And the reason we took on Parm is mostly because of the fact that we're actually writing the game server into a new language so that it can be easily hosted. So we're writing it in C# right now, and Parm is like really good with C#, so we really needed his help. And he's really good at that.
Generally, C# is just going to be better for what the game server does.
Yeah.
Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know. Never mind. New water sin. So the water will probably remain the same, probably because that shader was such a pain to get working. And it works. I'll probably optimize it a little bit, because I know some places where I could make it slightly more efficient. However, there is a planned ultra graphics mode. I think I've talked about this before, but I've never implemented it. where there'll be stuff like volumetric light scattering, which is also known as God rays, and like proper shadows and like possibly better ship textures. I'm not sure. That really depends on, someone taking care of those ship textures. And some other stuff as well. But yeah, there's also going to be a skybox as well, like a proper skybox instead of like just like a blue sky with like fog. Canon skins, probably not. Maybe in a future update, but not during the rewrite. Designing your own ships. I think I've talked about this before. Probably not unless it was like using pre-built stuff, but it's mainly something to moderate because like people could get pretty malicious with that and put some not so nice things on their ships. I'm not sure if any of you know about 2CH, but if you do, you can imagine what those people would do.
Though I do think it would be a pretty cool idea to do maybe some seasonal ship skins, which would be pretty awesome. Like like Christmas skins and Halloween skins and all of that. That would be super epic.
And we'll also be doing like the same stuff we did around the holidays with like the snowman and and like the Santa hat on all the sea dogs and that kind of stuff.
Right.
But like possibly adding other holidays as well.
Sharks in the game. So we had this discussion before. We were thinking about adding some kind of PvE, but I don't think it's exactly what people want. People are more interested in the PvP aspect of it rather than PvE. I was also thinking if there were to be creatures, if they were player controlled, I think that would be kind of cool.
Be like a future update.
Way into the future. That's nowhere near. But that's definitely a discussion that's active. So no status on that right now, but I think that might be cool into the future.
And I'd just like to add, I think I know that a lot of you guys really don't want AI. So if we ever did have an AI thing, it would probably have to be like an event that happens every so often.
Yeah,
I know
or it'd
a
be
couple
like
of
part
IO
of like a
games.
tournament.
I know an IO game that I forget what it's called, but they added like this AI event thing where players have to fight it while also kind of fighting each other.
Yeah.
So it would probably end up looking something like that, but you guys seem to be pretty adamant on no AI, so
new mid-tier, low-tier ships. So probably not. We're actually extending our current mid-tier and low tiers up to a higher tier, because the main thing is that we've really overpopulated like the 0 to 50,000 or 100,000 range. There's just so much stuff in there that it's like no one gets those ships really. That's like playing the game, like that like knows what they're doing when they're playing the game. Like a lot of people are just in that. Any changes to the bank? Probably not. It'll probably still be 50K. That value may change though if we find that like the changes we make like modifies like how much gold you'll actually be getting. New balance update. Yeah, that's I already touched on that. There will probably be balance changes. Also, if you've heard me talk about a machine gun, that is planned. So stay tuned for that.
What? Excuse me?
It's happening. It's not. I'm not. Damien is no longer here to tell me I can't do it. So I'm going to do it.
Should we?
It'll do like 1 damage per shot, but it'll shoot 1 cannonball every tick. It's gonna be ludicrous. I think it's mainly gonna serve the purpose of like stress testing the game server, like to be real. But yes, that is planned.
Awesome. I was not made aware of this, but
I think I don't know, when I was doing the item config, which I still need to finish. Stay to the podcast. There may be a season 2 soon if we ever get time, which I never have time. And I'm not sure Barry has time. So
I'm sure we could fit something in, but we all have good microphones. Me, and Parm, and BR all have good microphones, so
that is true. That is true.
It could be possible.
This Tommy Finley guy. Yeah.
I'll give you guys a little bit of time to ask some other questions. I do also want to go over what happened with Damien. So you guys might have noticed Damien has just kind of been missing for the past few days. Damien is no longer going to be a developer here. You might have seen a few things going around with him leaking code. That's not the only thing. When we decided to start rewriting the game, we started rewriting, and he kind of just threw a fit. He acted very childish, and we didn't really like his attitude when that happened, and so he was let go. And not to return. This has happened before, apparently. And he was let back. We promise it's not going to happen again. Yeah. It's not a mistake that we're going to let happen again. So, yeah.
Yeah. And we're currently dealing with, in GitHub, there's organizations for managing code, and he currently still owns the original organization with the crew name. So we're in the process of getting that back because he's been refusing to do so. So, that's just it's something like that where, we don't want to deal with him. So.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question. How old are the devs? So I'm 17. I know it's a little bit weird that I'm working at a bank at 17. I went through a special program and I got in. So before people ask me that question, for some reason people ask me that a lot. So yeah, I'm 17. Parm.
I am 16 myself, almost 7. And
yep. And then I am 16, turning 17 in about a month.
So we're all super underage now. We act normal, I guess. You don't treat us like kids. I know we're a little young, but yeah. We know about Vesper. We don't want to revisit that yet. What were your 5th grade results? Oh, damn. Okay, I think before I went into middle school, all of my grades were amazing. Dude, I had 20 stars on the wall at the end of the year of 5th grade. Okay. Middle school was a whole different question, and so was high school, but I think I did good in 5th grade. I think I was B's across the board in 5th grade.
In elementary school for us, it was a 1, 2, 3, 4 system, and I had 4s on everything. And then I got into middle school, and I was still pretty good. And the moment I started programming, my grades instantly dropped because I just stopped paying attention to school. So it's great. It's just wonderful.
Very relatable.
Now, personally, my 5th grade was a very turbulent year for me because prior to that, I'd basically gotten good grades, and after that, I'd basically gotten good grades. But my 5 and 6 years, we had this teacher that was just horrible and drowned us in work. He would give us cards, basically showed how much work we have that we hadn't done.
Ouch. And you went to the same, so elementary school and middle school is the same there, right? It's in the same school.
Yeah, it's right? 1 to 8.
Okay. So that's why 5th and 6th you had the same. That might be a little confusing to other people. So yeah. How tall are we? I am 6'1". Recently I was 6 foot for the past year, and now I'm 6'1". I don't know what happened, but Parm, how tall are you?
I'm 5'11" or 6 foot, I forget.
Damn,
I think
it's
short. 5'11".
I am 5'11" as well.
Awesome. So of course I'm gonna have to be taking the lead since I'm taller than all of them. What can I say?
No. Oh.
From BR, don't become a programmer. It makes you dumber. Very true. Not really true, actually, at all. And actually, I do want to speak. I kind of think about my day-to-day life in logic sometimes, and it's actually really helpful. it's kind of cool. But yeah,
I mainly like it because it's very mentally stimulating, and well, like it sucks a lot of the time because you're just like sitting there like in the back of your chair just groaning. Like it's still like kind of good. It keeps my mind active, because if I don't keep my mind active, I get on edge, and it's not great.
yeah.
So it's like a great coping mechanism in a way.
Yeah.
That is like a very interesting observation, though. It's just how once you kind of have understood the principles of computer science and like you kind of internalize them and just apply it to life, like Barry said, it's strange.
Yeah. Awesome. So, I think Crew is kind of confusing to players who are compared to games that discourage them to play any further. So we do want to add a better introduction to the game. So we want to add proper tooltips, right? Going into the game, you'll get these tips saying like you can click this button to do this. I played the game for the first time like 2 weeks ago, like a week ago. And I was confused. I didn't know I could upgrade my cannon. I was running around with an unupgraded cannon because I didn't know what to do. And so me as a new player, I'm definitely going to be contributing a lot to getting the startup for the game into like an actual playable game for people who are new to it, rather than having to like look at the wiki, which people don't really want to do. So we're going to create some UI elements for helping users get along.
Our our retention isn't great, I think, because of that. Like our 2-day retention, I think, is 10%, and then like our 7-week is like 0.5, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So like hopefully doing so, like, and then also add in like progression and stuff that'll also hopefully keep players coming back and help us grow.
Yep.
Will you nerf fire rate? No, it's actually probably gonna get buffed. I think everything's gonna kind of get buffed, actually. So. Also, like another thing is that it's gonna be weird because now I'm like like items and like upgrading like do different things, because items now like multiply your fire rate over by percentage. It's not like just adding levels. So that'll also change a lot of things, and there will be a lot of changes. So I have a feeling it's not going to be super balanced like after the rework. It's probably going to be pretty skewed to like one like build. But we'll be working on actively like afterwards, like making sure that everything's good. But that's far out. That's not really a current concern.
So, okay.
Yeah, balancing will kind of come when the game like works.
When the game works, yeah, pretty much. We've made
will it
everything
be
in a
like
way
Minecraft?
that's super like changeable already. So hopefully we can in a much easier way just change things on the fly, and it'll be super nice.
That's something I've been very adamant on, is like really modularizing the code so that we can easily reuse stuff. And for example, if we wanted to just make a new entity type, we could just slap on old code, and there you go.
Right. Yeah, if you look at I know the code was leaked a few days ago. If you look at the old code, it's so bad. It is. It's so bad.
I didn't have the motivation or the time to completely remake it like we are right now, mainly because it was only Damien, and I didn't feel like working a ton with Damien. So, like I was just like trudging through just this muck of just terrible code. It's like patchwork through 10 different developers over like 4 years of like the progression of JavaScript as a language. It's just like terrible.
Yeah, you can see it's like one huge file that just is copy and paste the entire way down. It's really bad. But yeah, we're definitely making that a lot better. We're also gonna be making it in a way that is much better performance on this site, as well as a lot more separation on the site, which will be cool. And yeah.
Will it be like Minecraft and play old versions of the game? That's something I'm still trying to decide myself. My current thought is because like if whenever we do an update, we have no idea if it has like breaking changes client side. Most of the time, I think it will. So my main thought is to just, and like also like from like like it's hard to keep like a web front, like a website, like having multiple versions and easily switching between them. It's kind of hard to do.
Yeah,
So
it's
I think
specifically difficult to do with a site.
yeah,
In an application,
then
it's a lot
in an
easier, but
application it's super easy. So
you also
the
have the
current
issue. Sorry,
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, Mar.
No.
No, you can go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, I will go ahead. You also have the issue of player fragmentation too, which if you only have a certain number of players, then you're spreading them across like 10 versions.
Yeah, exactly. Because like you see with Minecraft, like there's very difference between like 1.12 1.16. Like there's some example. Anyways, another thing is, so in regards to that and game servers, what we'll probably do, I'm assuming, and I don't think it'd be that hard, is have it so that whenever you start a game server, it automatically checks for an update and pulls it so that your game server is always running the latest. And that'll just be, and then also I'm thinking we can it's not super hard to do where whenever you go to crew and it contacts the API to like start up and log you in or whatever, it'll check like to see what client version you're running, and if it isn't the right version, it'll reload your page and clear your cache. So that'll
so
keep
the
people up to date.
team-based gameplay you decided for boat game, is that canceled or has a chance of showing up again?
So that's okay. So I haven't even talked to the barrier department about it. So team based is, for anyone that doesn't know, is essentially where we would have 4 teams, and they would all kind of fight to like have the highest gold between them, and there would be like a bunch of different like kind of neat aspects about it. The answer right now is no. We're not switching to that. However, in the future, we may make that another game mode. It gets back to like splitting the player base, so that's why we wouldn't want to do that now. But it also but another thing is it may be we may make it disabled by default on like like one of our like official servers, but we may make it a configuration option on the server you can host so that you could set up like these team games.
Right.
Because also
I think
on
it's also
yeah, go ahead.
definitely in the future that we can do game modes. Again, we can't really split up our player base, but I think it would also be really cool if we implemented these game modes and then, for example, we can have Discord events. So like you guys, we would just boot up a game server and host these mini games
Yep.
for you guys, and that would be super cool. But it's definitely not going to be on the front page until well into the future when we have a lot of people playing
Yep.
actively.
And additionally, just another thing to touch on. So like the game servers, currently we have it like all set up so that like you could potentially like quote unquote mod a game server and like change like your ship config or your like item config and stuff. So you could like set up your own system and do whatever and try stuff out. Which would be like a really neat thing to see what like people do with that.
Yep.
Yeah, like the game servers also be a great way to host like essentially tourneys like we used to, but like not have to have like a whole nother system to do it, and it was like just such a convoluted thing.
Right. So
Who's hosting the
probably any well, we'd have to have like one of us back it,
yeah,
but I'm sure we could set it up in a way that like any of the staff could, or maybe specific users can. It would have to be curated and it would have to be curated and it would have to be scheduled.
yeah.
So yeah.
My hope is to get back to the once a month thing, where the last week of the month is attorney week. But that's far out again. And in terms of like who's directing that, that's yet to be seen. Could I? Okay. The first person that made crew, that was Mode and his team. It's like Mode, Yaz, those people. Mode was here for a while.
We can talk about doing hosts and stuff, but again, like these updates, they're gonna be there's no ETA, but they're not gonna be soon.
Yeah, it's we're looking on more of a month basis as opposed to like a week thing.
Right.
My grand goal is to get it out by December when we release the 1.0 update that fixed login. Like that's my ultimate goal. I can't promise anything, but That's what I'm shooting for. Like, that would be the latest.
Yeah, definitely. We're making some really good progress so far. I mean, it's only been a week that we've been actually working on it, and we have some things working. We definitely don't have everything we need, but we have quite a bit, and we're still also like kind of choosing how we're gonna do things.
Yeah.
So we don't even know if what we have right now is going to stay the same and all of that. So we're all over the place right now, and there's no way we can give you like a proper ETA. So
yep. Yeah, for anyone wondering, the owners went Mode to DevClyde to Lapamave to Blackbeard. Out of all of them, Blackbeard is the best, no question. Blackbeard is awesome.
yeah, keep asking questions if you have any. Don't feel.
Who will design the game?
Shy.
What do you mean design? Modeling and stuff, probably 50.
We're also probably gonna have some other people come along if we can find some. If you guys are modelers, if any of you guys are modelers and know how to do things,
it just you need to, like, we're essentially looking for someone that's really experienced, like someone that possibly does it professionally, but like has like maybe some professional experience, or is like very, very much like, you know, knows what they're doing. Because like, while like I've seen some of the models you guys make and it's great, we need someone that like knows exactly what they're doing and that can make efficient models as well. Because another thing to consider is not just making it look good, but also making it efficient to run in the game. And like, that's why some of the models in the game don't look great, is because we can't make things look super great because we're aiming them to run on Chromebooks. And that's also why I mentioned in the future possibly adding in the ultra graphics mode better textures, but that I can't guarantee that, mainly because of it's a bit difficult to do that.
All right. So yeah, if you guys have any last questions, feel free to ask them.
So I have a guy that's doing sound design. I don't think we'll need any more sounds. I think what we have right now is pretty good, actually. But there's the possibility of new music, and that could be from that guy. Still far out though, so it's not like a priority right now.
Right.
Europe, American servers.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we're doing, right? Is since we are creating an abstracted game server application that we can just boot up anywhere, we are definitely going to be able to separate servers. I don't know how that's going to play out with the user base, but we can definitely put them in areas of like centric, because I know we have a lot of Turkish players. We can put one in and around Europe, so that Europeans can kind of all play together, and then the Americans can all play together, especially with language and all that. And the Easter eggs are definitely planned. I myself, I love some Easter eggs, so.
Yes.
I don't got anything to say. I don't need to speak.
Another thing is that initially we may not even have regional game servers, and that's mainly because we don't really need them, because like even all of crew right now is running on one system, and even despite how unoptimized it is. So for a bit it may still be just all game servers are in one place. But as you know, as we grow, we'll start scaling out to multi-regional. And we also need to figure out better hosting as well, because their hosting rates right now is kind of expensive. So like figuring that stuff out in our infrastructure, and still very much far down the road, not a concern right now.
Farm, who's better, me or BR?
Definitely BR.
Let's go!
Damn. See, he's known me for longer, so.
Yeah. I know a lot of his flaws.
Shut up, Farm, your mom.
Yeah, that.
Barry's just mad that I don't. Barry's just mad that I don't like some parts about React. Buddy, add dank. Okay, dank memer is essentially a joke at this point. I'm just keeping it around because it makes people mad, which is really funny.
Bro, scam.
This very guy.
Let's see here. What about lore? I think lore would be a really cool addition. I'm not sure how we can integrate it into a competitive game, but I'm sure there's something we can do.
We'll probably make it like some Easter egg thing. Where like it's kind of like a weird scavenger type thing where you piece it together.
If we wanted to go story mode, we'd have to probably go app. Like having it as a separate app, and I don't think that's really on our to-do list right now. I brought it up and I think it would be cool, but I just don't think it's really for us right now, and definitely not yet with the few users we have. Cinematic trailer. We should get an editor.
I actually made a cinematic trailer not too long ago, like back in March, like right before I left. I made a trailer and it's actually kind of neat, because you can get like some really cool shots in that game, but it's like kind of cinematic in a way. This is the first update after Recode. No idea. We'll figure it out.
So like after the Recode update, I don't even think we know what we're doing for the Recode yet. So I don't think we can answer that question. But we went over a few of the features that are going to be coming up in that update.
We'd probably just prioritize the things that we could get done like quickly, and that would be most requested, and, like, I would assume.
For a while after, well, not a while, but like for a decent amount of time after the update, like there's definitely, I think a lot of the updates are going to be revolving around responding to like some possible issues that are introduced by the rewrite, because there's no way that we're going to rewrite the entirety of the code base and there aren't going to be issues. That's just not possible, you know. So
also well, we were also talking about this before, and I really like this idea and I guess we can talk about this because this will be an actual new thing, something like a random world events that would hold something like a volcano, right? So there could be this volcano where it'll just shoot out a bunch of cannonballs, and like if you get hit by it, you're done for. It does a lot of damage, but like there's crates everywhere or something, so it makes it worth it. So you can go and you can get a bunch of crates, but you know you could get hit by this cannonball and you'd be done for, you know.
And then it would also lure in a lot of players too, so you'd also have to deal with the other players.
And definitely some other cool like events, like maybe like a whirl hole or something. I don't know. We can do some really cool
that would
things.
probably be like the central island or something. We'd also have like all the most expensive and bestest ships there as well.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a high risk, high reward thing.
Also, definitely new models for the islands. There's going to be different. There's going to be different islands. It's not just gonna be the same thing with the same lump. There will be like actual ports and all these cool like landing areas and all that.
And like there's also like I've considered like animations for like if you have a large ship, like when you dock, like everyone on your crew gets like a bunch of tiny little rafts that like you can take to the shore or something like that.
Also, actually, a question I want to ask you guys. What do you guys think would be a good? First of all, do you think there's a problem with the fact that anybody can dock and disregard a battle? And if you do, what do you think would be a good solution? If you guys want to time dock. So, the dock is already timed.
Yeah.
Right. So you already have to wait a certain amount of time to do it. But the issue is more like you're attacking somebody, they dock, and then 5 seconds later, or I don't remember how long it is, 10 seconds later, and then they can no longer take damage, you know. Larger the time. That would be pretty
that would make a lot of sense. Like just based off of how much health your ship has.
4 minutes to keep dock. Oh. Well, so the issue would be is that once you dock, you are healed. Maybe
Because like I wonder if in the sea we have natural regeneration, but when you're docked, you have to like buy supplies like wood or nails or something to repair your ship.
I was just thinking that like you would have to pay to heal your
And then
ship
like
rather
you
than
can
just
only
docking.
get like and then like you can only get like a certain amount from each island or something. We can figure it out. Like this
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
bit convoluted, but like so that you have to go to multiple islands or like 2 islands to like repair
Yeah,
your
pay to
ship.
win. Yeah, you have to do microtransactions. You can buy a heal midway through a
Yep.
battle. So yep.
Yeah. Also, you can pay to get instant one mil as well. That's
Yeah,
a fun
of
feature.
course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thoughts on physics? It's something I completely neglected. There's gonna be ship collision.
Oh yeah.
There's
Oh my
gonna be
God.
ship
Physics
ramming.
is going to be huge. Okay. Actually, okay. So we've actually taken a kind of Unity approach to to the way we're going to be handling entities now. So we're going to be allowing collision. We're going to be allowing boat rocking. So boats are actually going to move, right? They're actually going to look like they're moving. They're going to have specific speeds. We think we're going to be able to implement a system where you can control the speed of the ship, like a throttle.
So you can make it slower than your max speed.
Right.
And then there may be visuals with the sails or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about sails. Sails are probably going to be really intensive. We might not. It might be like
That's true,
a
yeah.
graphics that epic graphics.
Well, no,
mode
that
or
would go in
something.
the ultra graphics mode, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Physics is going to be a huge thing. Barry, any thoughts on slipstreaming? Is slipstreaming actually a thing in the water? Can boats go that fast?
Hydrodynamics, no.
No,
like
I
it's
don't
from
think.
like someone that drives a boat. Like no, it
No,
doesn't really
I don't
matter.
think you can slipstream on a boat. I know you can do it on cars, but.
So like just because we're adding physics doesn't mean you're gonna be able to like poke a hole in someone's boat and it's gonna fill up with water.
Yeah,
like,
it'll probably just
gonna
like
be
crash and just.
it's
and
still
bounce
gonna be
off each other.
gamified, but it's just gonna be better than what there is right now.
Right.
Will wind boost your ship speed? Probably not. I don't think we'll do a wind system. However, I do want to add like more involved weather. Like there's gonna be possibly storms, like more fog or like more and less fog for like clear days and like foggy days and like it's like storms, possibly like lightning where like you have a small chance to like it'll strike in random places. So like there's a chance that like you could get struck by lightning or whatever.
Yeah,
and like
maybe.
it takes away your ship's health or whatever.
Add cannon physics. I think it would be really cool if we took into account momentum, but
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the plan.
it might be a little bit difficult.
That's
So
not
there
hard.
might
You
need
just
to be
add
a
vectors.
compromise, but we'll get it done.
It could be something
think-
that could be configured.
Yeah.
Conservation and momentum, I think, wouldn't be too hard to add. So
Yeah.
It would
think
absolutely not be hard to
that's-
add now,
Yeah,
especially with the
that's
model that we're
kind of
using
a
right now
plan.
for physics.
Cannons on the ships. I don't think well. See, we don't want to change the gameplay too much. It might be a little weird to implement cannons on the ships because that changes the gameplay so much. I even said like, what if we added a way to steer the ship without going to left to right? And BR was like, no, that changes the game a lot. And so we kind of want to keep gameplay the same because it's worked and it's enjoyable. It's something that you have to be actively doing. It's an IO game after all, right? You think about any other IO game, you have like that's just kind of the movement that you do.
It's not trying to be a simulator or anything.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
it
it's
works
not like
well.
like if you want that, you go to Sea of Thieves. You know,
Right.
Like, this isn't a Sea of Thieves. This is an IO game.
Yep.
Steam release. We're considering making a desktop client. Not a big priority though because like majority of our user base is like Chromebook users, so like they can't really install.
We could also something that we could do is create. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Discord is actually just an application that goes back to the website. We could do something like that. It's called Electron, and it basically it's literally just a website on the app. We could do something like that for now. And it's just an exe that you run, and then it just brings up Crew.io, and that might be pretty cool.
It would be you wouldn't get like a ton more performance. It'd be like a slight amount more performance.
Yeah,
but like,
we're hesitant to do an app unless the game like pops off. If the game pops off, then hell yeah, because that like really helps our workflow as well, using UDP sockets rather than like HTTP sockets, which are like notoriously faster. And that would be amazing if we could do that, but I don't think we can right now.
Yeah, that's a kind of a far out plan. That's not like a consideration right now.
Yeah. Please support Linux too, of course.
Yes, we will have, like, for the executable, there will be an app image. We're not just gonna leave it on
Sure.
exe. We love our Linux users.
I mean, see, I'll have to, well, we'll all have to think about player versus player rather than boat versus boat. I don't think it's really the plan, but you never really know. It could be something like that, like swords or guns or something. Maybe being able to board other people's ships, but I don't know if that's really.
Yeah. That's a very large change.
Yeah.
I have a feeling if we were to ever do that, it would be like an experimental feature that's on a games, like on like a self-hosted game server, and then once we like have it tuned, because that's such a big thing, we release it on the main game servers and make it part of everything.
Cryo beta, definitely. Actually, definitely. We're definitely going to be doing a cryo beta where you guys can apply, and we'll let you in, and you'll be able to use the new stuff before we fully release it. That would definitely be something that we want to do. So yeah, cryo beta will definitely be a thing. May I be a beta
we may
player?
just make beta public. We may just make it public even, because like we had like the tester thing before, and we did push some tester stuff, but it was too small of a group to realistically, like, you know, where we always have people responding. So I think making it public would be more beneficial.
Right, we'll see.
It wouldn't be like a, you know, it's just a matter of making sure we don't like split the player base on like the people running beta and the people not. But obviously beta doesn't have like, it won't have like saves of like stats or whatever. Like it'll be, it doesn't. So. Open boards. That's gonna be done with Discord integration. I don't think it'll be open until the next release.
So. Any thoughts on adding a center of moon? So I believe one of us mentioned that we might be adding like a proper skybox.
I'm adding a skybox. That's definitely happening. There's no doubt in that.
Yeah.
And like it'll be a proper sun move that moves around, like so you can see like where you are in the night, day, whatever.
Epic.
When we're gonna get rid of the map and make it so you have to navigate using the night star.
Yep. Well, we do actually plan on. Don't we plan on separating the map into an inventory just so that you guys know that reminded me.
Like, there's gonna be a fourth item. It's gonna be the map. So it's gonna be cannon, fishing rod, spyglass, and map. So the map isn't gonna always be on your UI. You have to equip it to look at your map.
Minecraft, this is literally 1.19, dude. Like,
yes.
Like this chat dead now. Well, if you guys have any last questions, if not, we can start signing out a little bit.
And make the map rotate with the player. I think we'll make the map stay, but I think we'll have a compass.
Yeah.
I think we'll make it like a little more difficult to navigate. Where like we have like we just had the map with your current location as a dot and then like a compass, so you can figure it out. But
we'll definitely have a stats wall, so we'll have a leaderboard for whatever it is.
There will also be an actual working clan leaderboard, not ones that's set up with copy paste code that barely works.
Let's go.
Thank you,
stats, definitely personal stats. We were talking about this a long time, or for a while we were conceptualizing everything. Stats will be there for all of the official servers. So if you're playing on the official servers, you will get stats, and they will contribute to leaderboards or whatever, and they will contribute to your individual stats. Though playing on third-party servers won't. If it gets really popular, we'll also add third-party servers. We're thinking like we could have specialized servers like roleplay servers or something. I don't know. I don't think that's really going to be... I don't think roleplay would really pop off, but like specified servers that would be for specific things, and they can be on the server list too.
Roleplay servers just server 2. That's kind of true though. It's very true.
We'll also probably have to delay our region servers a bit because of our split player base, which will be annoying, but we can also create some nice some nice some better connection infrastructure for players around the world to play with each other, and then once we have enough people in either part of the world, I'm saying it like there's two, but like we really only do have two like specific places where people play.
It's everywhere in Australia.
Yeah, pretty much. So but once those both of those groups of players are enough to actually create a game, we'll definitely create
and another thing,
system.
What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought.
Bro, I've literally only played as a Sea Dog. I made my account today, actually. I only made my account today.
Better than Lapa. I don't think Lapa ever made an account. But the fact that he owned the game.
Boat racing events. We talked about events, but I'm not sure like what they would be specifically. Yeah. So that could be.
We'll figure it out.
I think boat racing would be more of a mini game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work with like if the mechanics for sailing kind of stay similar. It wouldn't really be.
Yeah, definitely. Unless we did like turns and stuff would definitely add a little bit.
I guess you could have like a racetrack.
Yeah. No, you can upgrade your ship engine.
Oh yeah.
That wouldn't be a terrible idea, but
I've thought about like upgrading your ship.
Similar to you upgrade your cannon, kind of.
Yeah. However, I think items serve that purpose just fine. I don't think there needs to be like some ship progression tree.
See, I disagree with you, so we're gonna have this discussion. So,
okay,
we're gonna have this discussion another time.
Yeah.
And that gives you guys a peek into the fact that we are very much like not sure what we're doing, and we're all contributing to.
It's still everything's very much up in the air. The ship regen thing from boat game. I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't.
Ships regenerating in the ocean.
That wasn't on boat game, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Boat game is not coming back, at least from me. That's up to SJ, because this is basically all SJ right now. I'm not going to be developing that.
Boat game, more like boat cringe. Haha.
XD. You kill 5 people and you buy ship regen thing. Oh, that could be a thing. Is Vesper banned from hacking? Vesper does what Vesper wants. We can't control Vesper. He's like an agent of chaos. We can't really do anything. So.
Is Vesper Damien or is Vesper Vesper?
Damien. Oh, wait, shoot, because there's Nitro Vesper and there's Damien Vesper. Which Vesper? if it's always hit, or Nitro Vet, also known as Nitro Vesper, never.
Damien, we're probably going to do something and just kind of reset this account.
Well, maybe we'll make an Easter egg to Damien. Maybe we do that.
Inside of the fucking
oh
no. Inside of the
my Lord. Okay, instantly banned.
Inside of the volcano.
I knew it wasn't a good idea.
Damien inside of the volcano. That would be pretty funny. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was doing really well. I swear a lot, if you didn't know.
Alright, guys, I win. And Barry's off the team.
Damn.
Also, to all of you out there, it's pronounced always hit, not the other way. Okay?
Always.
Yeah. It's not. It's
I almost said
always hit.
Yes.
Okay? That's how it's pronounced. Don't think of it any other way. Barry.
Always hit?
Always hit.
Always hit.
No, there's no sh in that. There's no sh. It's always shit. No sh. Put Vesper Sea Dog body in the lava. That would be kind of goofy. Yo, my bunny is better than yours. Do you mind comment for a bit? Thank you.
Make the school Wi-Fi not detect crude.io as a game.
Oh, we're gonna. I plan on adding a proxy.
Yeah, we're definitely going to add something where you can, especially with the different game servers. It'll be super easy to just have redirects proxy into a different game, because we know like 90% of our users are people playing at school. My mom actually works in a school as an occupational therapist, and I explained to her the other day what I was working on, and she was like, "Oh, so you're the reason that my kids are never paying attention in class," and it was really funny.
We'll have to add like a school mode too, where you can. There's a button that you can press. And
oh yeah, panic mode button.
Yeah.
Funny.
That was funny though. For one of my computer science classes, we actually had to like play IO games and review them.
Nice.
And we're also there's like a lot of issues with game portals as well right now that we'll be resolving, because like if you go to every different game portal, you have no idea what the owner will be set as. So
right.
We'll be resolving that, and I'll work with Blackbeard on
that. You guys, can you just keep it a little bit not meme, please? Super, you can DM BR with like a example of your work and stuff. We might need other modelers, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do that real quick.
I don't really think slow mo's necessary. I think
it's one guy in particular.
Yeah.
I can just turn off. Let me just channel override and mute him for this chat.
Yeah, I haven't set up muted. Anybody muted right now? Is there anybody muted right now? I don't even know.
I did mute someone, yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay, one last check. If you guys have any other questions, let's go over it. If not, we can go ahead and sign out. More designers, definitely. We're gonna look for more designers.
Anti-VPN. There's no reason for us to do that. I think. I don't see why that would be necessary.
Yeah. Mutual normal VC, definitely. After, if you would like. Do you like Guido? Do you like Guido, Parm?
What's that?
I don't know. Oh, the Guido, the that guy, the guy who does the thing on cars.
Oh,
dude, Guido's such a pimp.
It's been a long time since I've seen cars, so.
Guido's such a pimp. Yeah, I can't. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. There's a bug that you lose connection. Definitely gonna fix all connection issues for rewriting it from the ground up. So, and I'm not gonna let BR make any mistakes. I'm gonna be watching him like a hawk. Yeah. So
plus we aren't using Socket.io, which is just undoubtedly cringe.
Yeah, it's very,
especially for this like what we're using it for. We're sending like about 10 every second, and we're using freaking Socket.io with JSON events. It's so dumb.
Content you guys come up with. Awesome. Yeah, definitely gonna be doing a lot of new content. Yeah. All right. Cool. I've recorded this entire thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload this probably to YouTube somewhere, and you guys can rewatch it if you.
Yep. We'll post it in announcements.
Yeah, we'll post it into announcements.
Or no, post it in game updates actually. That'll make more sense.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, giving us an hour of your time.
Yep. I'm gonna archive this chat shortly after.
Yep. All right. Cool. Everybody have a good day. Good day or night. And hopefully we'll see you soon with some new updates.
Yeah. See you guys.